All right, welcome back to DangIT Prodcast, the show where we talk about video games, anime, manga. My name is Justin,
I'm Aniyah.
and welcome back, everybody. Apologies, everybody. I just realized I got to change my EQs right now. I have like two different profiles I switch between, and for the podcast, I should probably go with a little bit more balanced approach. Okay, that should be a little bit better. Otherwise, I start like booming over other people. I'm like, let's not do that. Thank you.
Word.
Now, how have you been?
Am I?
I'm kind of feeling the same way. But I guess also like it's been a pretty nice week so far. I've been able to take some time off, some holidays and whatnot, and my Friday off kind of aligned. So it's like, okay, cool. So I'm working. I only worked 3 days this week, and because of Evo next week, it's only 3 days there too. So it's a very rare thing for me because I typically just don't take days off because I'm trying to accumulate those vacation hours in case of like buyouts or just if I need to plan that later on. So this is the time.
I get you.
But oh man, I'm not sure if we want to talk about Evo in a like degree. I don't think there's anything crazy going on as far as like news there. Although I will say, this is kind of like off tangent here, but there was this website called Video Game Town, and it's apparently just kind of like independently run by like different people like with writing backgrounds, and they are pretty much just trying to cut all the stuff as far as like AI related like news article stuff and just try to give you exactly that bit of news directly from like the writer's perspective. So that's interesting, and I only bring that up because they had like this crazy post about Evo and all the history of like Street Fighter there, as far as like who's shown up, who are the people you should be like concerned about, who are like the top runners, and who could be the potential underdogs who would like overtake them. And I only stress how like insane this was because like I was scrolling for a little bit on this article. I was like, this is kind of detail. Crazy. Yeah, feel free to check that out. It's just because Kind of Funny has been sponsored by them, so I've been kind of checking them out on the side, and I've been actually pretty impressed with that. Now to well, I'm trying to figure out how we want to go about this. This is actually a pretty slow week as far as news. It's rather impactful news, but it's still relatively it's just one bit of news throughout from Xbox's side, but after that, it's pretty much free range as far as like what we want to talk about. And I guess before we jump into like that bit of news, Aniyah, what have you been playing this past week?
Man, I don't know. I kind of drowned myself out from playing a lot of demos for the past few weeks a while ago. Sometimes like just in the middle of things, I'll probably just put on something random, like mainly either Tekken or like Timberman Versus on my Switch. Most of my go-tos, or Tetris 99 or something like that. But
Okay.
man, I haven't been playing too many new things. Like I still have what's his face? I have my 007 First Light. I haven't
nice.
plugged in yet. But I need to what's his face? I need to play Mina the Hollower, because I've been waiting on that for a minute, and it finally released like a while ago. So that's the goal as far as like what to play. But I don't know, getting ready for what is it, Evo and all that noise on top of DreamCon, so I'm trying to make sure all those are set up. But outside of that, yeah, kind of on and off with games. Trying to balance that stuff out sucks too. So I had like the best output for playing like new games or on top of like using all my consoles, even PC now. So that sucks.
I see. Okay.
And so it's gonna take some time to get all that stuff done, especially for all the games I've been waiting on.
I've been pacing myself as well, just trying to find some like small bits in between just to be playing some games here. I've been otherwise maining Mina the Hollower, so I've just been kind of digging myself into that one, trying to see if I can kind of clear it before Star Fox comes out, so I could just line that up perfectly. So I have until I pretty much have until Wednesday. But it's It's crazy. I think I'm in the final like dungeon. So to kind of give you like I guess my take on it, it was super interesting at first. I don't even know if I'd really talked to you in depth about it. But when I started up Mina the Hollower, everything felt like in the best way. It was like it was chaotic in the very beginning because it was just like you on the ship, and I talked to the first person. If you look over to your right, boom, you're like, oh god.
Oh yeah, no, I'm telling you. I knew this game. First of all, it's yacht club, so the potential is crazy. But I mean, I played the demo and I was already hooked on it, so
Okay,
that's why I've been
okay.
waiting on it.
But I was
Yeah.
bringing up that whole sequence of events mainly because like it was just kind of like just go, and I was like okay, I'll just do this. And
the story is cool.
I didn't know if I had potentially missed some type of tutorial bit because they didn't tell me like how to jump or anything. Granted, they give you like options to look at control setups, so you know when in doubt. But it was just kind of using a lot of like intuition like from my own end just to figure out like certain gameplay mechanics. Like, well, I know she like follows. I don't know exactly how she does it like that. Oh, I hop over this. And then choosing all the weapons. I was like, okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna make this work. And at a certain point I was like, wait, do I get a map? Where's the map button? There is no map button. Unless you want to turn on modifiers and turn off the achievements as a result. But it's like, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, like this, I like how you can make a. Well, I mean, the game is challenging in its own right, but you get to make it a little bit more challenging in your own pace too.
That's true.
But then also the variety's cool because like what it was 3 weapons, right? It was the hammer, the whip, and I think like these 2 twin blades, I think, or something like that you get to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about I was using like essentially like the Morning Star like weapon. Well, no, it's insanely just like a mace. But I don't know if you know about the other weapons, but I'm using one of those. And I've been maining that a lot because I've been having some gripes about like how challenging the game's been so far because it plays like top down Link's Awakening, and that's cool. But the problem is that you carry all the different like bad habits like of that game where you know enemies don't even need to attack you to hurt you. They can just run up to you, and a lot of these enemies do rush up on you, and you essentially only, I mean, as far as I see it, you can only really like attack in one like in 4 different directions while enemies can just go the entire like gambit with you. So I've been using one just to like work with that, and it's actually been pretty good. I actually really like that to the point where I unlocked like the final weapon ish. I think it's the final weapon, and I was like, nah. Let's just stick to this one for now. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. Otherwise, it's definitely trained me to not rely on like some of the existing things I would have, like well, a map, for example, and just kind of go things based off of memory, and that's been doing pretty well so far. I could tell you right now, the first area I went to was, I think it was the Queen something. It's essentially like a building where you just go descend further down until you go into like the throne room, and it's just essentially a dead body just taken over by a plant or something like that.
Yeah.
And there was this guy who was asking like, I need to go find my beloved. Can you help me find her? And you have to go through this, the BS of just trying to help him like navigate through the area. And then I won't really talk too much about it, but he asked me to do like a certain favor for him, and I was like, I don't know about this. Like, I feel bad if I were to do this, but I helped him anyway. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, he asked. I mean, it's not like this will reflect badly on me. Spoiler alert. It kind of low-key does. But you know what? The game's funny like that. They'll essentially, to not really reveal too much, the game judges you depending on like how you behave. Whether you break certain whether you break certain things, you give certain people certain bits of money, who you fight in boss battles. Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out like, oh, could I have done a different outcome for this? because I find out later that it unlocks a different ending if you choose, if you can avoid all the bad things, quote unquote bad things, and that ending is like, I guess that's the easiest ending, but the hardest to probably like achieve because you essentially opt out a lot of like upgrades and whatnot because of that. But it's interesting. It's interesting that they've actually had that just running in the background
Yeah, I
on
didn't know
top
that
of having all
actually.
these different modifiers. But yeah, no. But yeah, you're right. This game's tough. This game is really tough. Ugh. But it's pretty solid. I think if I were to play Silk Song sometime this year, and I'd had to like gauge those two, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like, well, different challenges in their own right, and the play style, of course. The top-down Zelda thing, like you'll have a fun time with. Hopefully, you don't mess up too much on perspective. I think there's like a funny jump that was in the demo from like a moving platform trying to get to another treasure for like it like incentivizes you to use your hollowing ability, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're using it as like the main function for a lot of things to help you get to secret areas or like even in fighting, because that's what I like using it for. But
Yeah.
that stuff is that's really that's cool how they give you constraints and it still works in terms of enjoying yourself, even if it's challenging. Now with Silksong, I mean the challenge of like Metrovania, so finding all that stuff, making sure like oh that backtrack, you got to do a lot of backtracking. But then now to even fighting and getting different play styles in that game, good lord, man, there's some boss fights in there. You know, man, Team Cherry.
Team Cherry.
I love them, but oh my god,
Take their time. Take their time.
kill me. Free DLC, how dare they? But yeah, no, it's gonna be something.
There is also there is another game that I've been like playing a little bit more heavily, just as of yesterday, really. I've talked about it a couple times. It's Zenless Zone Zero. I finally have gone through. They're in their season 3 arc, if you will, and it took me a few hours, but I went through all that. I think the story so far has been pretty promising. They're pretty much in that segment where they're asking for like a coveted character right now, and I'm like, oh well, none of my characters really synergize with this one, but I know that they're going to go after like the premium character like later on, which they just did drip marketing on. So I'm like, oh shoot, oh no, I don't have enough anymore to like pull for this character. We'll see. But it's been pretty promising so far. So that's the one. It's the one gacha that I'm like actually caught up on. So that and Pokemon Sleep.
You said Pokemon Sleep?
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
I've
it is like the most minimal of games, and yet somehow I've been able to just kind of keep it consistent. To be honest, it is serving as like a sleep aid initially, but I had to pick up better habits in order to like optimize on that too.
Oh yeah, that's fair too.
But yeah,
well, hold on. Does it help you? Does it help you pick up like different habits?
I mean, the main thing is that better hours like logged in for sleeping using your phone or through like another accessory does mean you just optimize on like energy for your Pokemon to recover and use.
Okay.
And that also means that the frequency that they pick up like certain berries that they feed to this just like Snorlax is optimized to the best. Otherwise, if you just get like 3 hours of sleep, for example, then like they're also tired too.
Gotcha. Okay.
But my issue was that I brought the phone with me to bed, so I essentially have to like put that thing from a distance away from me to you know, not stay up. The revenge sleep procrastination was all me.
Gotcha. Oh boy.
But yeah, that's pretty much the extent. Yeah.
I don't have much else in my my little rap sheet of games, except for like the simple stuff.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, I mean, it sucks because what we're about to talk about like it's funny because what is it? We came off of having like a good type of what we call E3, because all the showcases are pretty, like all of them are at least like, what am I trying to say? Like if we were to rate it, like at least all of them hit like a 7, even for all the particular ones that weren't like for me. Because I was thinking like what is it? Nintendo's is like more, it like catered to JRPG.
You're
which is
right.
cool,
Yeah.
but it wasn't for me, you know, for the
Mm-hmm.
most part.
For the most part, I get you. Yeah, I agree. When I look back on all of it, I think about like how I rated them, and at the lowest, it was always 7.
Yeah,
So
right. Yeah,
yeah, like I think I understand now, or I don't know, like if things have changed, probably within ourselves, but we're now being a little bit more like fitting within our particular niche while also trying to be open minded about like the other games. But you're starting to see like all these different caterings to different audiences, and like you see it and you're like, that's definitely not for me, but someone's got to really like that, right?
yeah.
So yeah, I was, so for me, I think the Nintendo Direct was super super solid. There was at least almost everything that they showed was for me, or at least I totally enjoy that. And
Yeah.
I think Xbox was kind of no exception. Where I saw it, I was like, okay, yeah, we're cooking. When I see Gears, I see Senua. I need to play the other games, but at least have one, like as far as like I picked it up.
Oh yeah.
But then some news kind of just popped up like after the fact, and it's going to tie into what's the main topic, kind of the only topic that we got, to be honest. I got one
Yeah, it's
other
pretty
thing.
bad.
I got like 2 other small things as far as like a release and like a gameplay trailer here and there, but otherwise we're talking about like layoffs at Xbox.
I mean, look, man. It's like I saw a post that mentioned it, because we went off of having like a really good like a week of all the games, but
Mm-hmm.
like on the bad side of all the stuff going on with gaming is it's on the foundation sucks basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um so we got like how many studios were laid off? Actually, now that I think about it.
I think as far as like on the chopping block, we have 3 of them, but more are possibly to come based on some other report. I don't really have that one in mind. We have to double check like the messenger chat based on what Phil was saying, but 3 have been highlighted as far as to be concerned.
Hmm.
One of those is like, yeah, it's actually happening.
Yeah. I don't know what they were
But
smoking, honestly. But
it started off with Compulsion Games. Compulsion Games was they're the studio
sucks.
behind South of Midnight. That's like one of the first big projects like under Xbox. Prior to that, they released We Happy Few. In Contrast, I don't know much about Contrast, but We Happy Few finally came out. That was like a really promising impression of that game, but I think in practice it ended up not doing too well, just generally speaking. But it was still a game, and you know they
Yeah,
were recognized enough to be picked up.
I think it was pretty, like, it was just lackluster.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Cause I think I remember Contrast. I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Let me see.
But
Let me see where.
yeah, that's on the list. Yep.
Gotcha. Um, and that was like on Monday, and we were hearing that the head of Compulsion was negotiating with Xbox as far as like how to save that studio, and I think that was still a continuing thing because we were just hearing things about Arcane. Arcane's the one that is currently working on Blade.
Uh-huh.
The thing that they announced like a while back, we haven't heard from them since. Apparently there's just been like reports about like Arcane and Compulsion like messaging each other about like, hey, update your LinkedIn. It's like, oh, I
Yeah,
see.
it's looking pretty bad.
And then like later on, there was like a Bloomberg report about like Ninja Theory and Double Fine trying to negotiate with Xbox, trying to like spin off and try to avoid like closures on their end. And then
Yeah.
literally at the end of that day, Phil was letting us know that like, oh yeah, actually Theory is being closed by Xbox, the same studio that just released their trailer for Senua.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what they were thinking. But I mean, we tried to make a joke out of it, but like
Yeah, what it
one of our
costs.
friends, well, a couple of our friends went. A couple of our friends went to the showcase. All right. So
Okay.
one of the cool things about the showcase is that if you were there, you were able to get a what is it?
A
The
Xbox Series
the
X25.
anniversary?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the anniversary where like it's all transparent on the console. So like, bro, imagine the cost of that, right? I
Okay.
mean, that's cool and all. A lot of people got those, but at the cost of it, we done lost all these game studios. Cause like, how much money was
Oh
Xbox
no.
willing to drop on like trying to be in the gamers' good graces, and then they pull a stunt like this? It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how one-to-one this is, like as a result, but there's definitely a situation where, you know, the consoles have a cost to them, and we always hear that, you know, these companies are selling their consoles at a loss because they hope to
Yeah,
like get that back through like their software sales and everything. And it's weird because we're in a weird period where leadership has like shifted, like their mindset has definitely shifted too. It seemed like they were becoming a glorified third party as far as like publishing, but now they're just trying to get into the good graces of those who've heavily invested into the Xbox ecosystem, primarily through the
yeah,
console originally. So it just like it looks cool, and obviously we were kind of like envious of like our friends for being there and being able to get that, but also yeah, at what cost exactly?
yeah. Cause I mean, honestly, bro, like that. I'm just trying to find a joke up in this because it sucks. Like, there's nothing good about whatever the heck they're
Mm,
doing as far as like the layoffs. Because I'm like, who's it going to really benefit? I guess if like cutting corners or whatever. But
mm-hmm,
like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, man, that's so stupid.
mm-hmm.
They shouldn't have done all this then. Because I like maybe I'm done because I don't understand like the business side or corporate side of it. Because like they do it for quote unquote, "Oh, we cut corners. We ain't got it like that. You shouldn't have did it then. But then all those purchases of studios they did like what? How many years ago have they had these studios on? Like, what are we doing here?
Like
Like
five
all that
plus
stuff is
years.
crazy. Like I don't just because it's like quote unquote like the potential. Yeah, the potential's there, but now you ruined it. Like I don't know if I don't know how bad it's gonna be for when all these layoffs go off for the studios who they're just cut off now. Are they gonna have
Mm-hmm,
like a bad like platform to launch themselves back into the space again? Like I don't know what they're gonna do.
mm-hmm.
All I know is that it's stupid. Like the fact that they had to plead the case doesn't sound like it's gonna be good from where they're standing after the fact. So it's like you did all those purchases. Now I'm mad. Now you did all those purchases of these high quality studios. Because man, I remember when I was looking at this. When did it happen? When did
Mm-hmm.
Xbox Studios? It was Xbox Game Studios, right? I
Yeah.
think because I forgot how they branch it off. Like they bought it, but around that time when that happened, I was thinking like, man, Xbox is kind of like, what, bro? You guys are like a big old y'all powerhouse right now. Because you got a lot of people who are capable of making great games. How could you fail? Fire him like he just pull up. What is it? Who did this happen to? What was the name of the studio? For
There's a
Hi-Fi
couple of
Rush,
Tango Gameworks.
Tango Gameworks. Man, guys, we love your game. It's a hit. Wow.
Isn't Tango Gameworks
Tap
I
out like
think their first Japanese like
leave.
company. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's like yeah, it's like leave. Like hold on, purchase because now,
you would not believe. Leave.
bro. Because I'm like, when is this? Is this even what I'm looking for? I don't care about Activision. Hold on.
Activision
Let's
was
see.
like the last thing that they acquired.
Yeah. So
Something like a
yeah, this is
billion
from
trillion dollars.
so Compulsion. Well, hold on. What's up with Playground Games
Probably
and
not true.
Undead Labs? Are they like? What's up with
Yeah,
them?
they're still there. Playground Games is currently, I think, working on Fable right now. So I mean, you assume that
Oh,
they're
they're the ones.
safe for now.
Got you.
But
Okay.
what was the other one?
Undead Labs.
Undead Labs is doing State of Decay, so State of Decay 3.
Seriously.
So
Okay.
they're still working.
All right. So those were about around the same time as Compulsion as well, but seems Compulsion's out of the get out of here. And then what was the next one? Obsidian and in exile. How do you say that? In Exile
In
Entertainment.
Exile.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So
Oh.
is it just Exile?
Obsidian.
I could have sworn, but they're the ones
It
who's
says
doing
in Exile.
In
Just
Exile.
people trying to be fancy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
INXILE.
In Exile games. Oh yeah, they're the ones who are doing Clockwork Revolution.
Okay. Good luck to them. It's going to be really cool to see you guys on the way out. That's exactly what Xbox is doing right now.
Oh God. I mean, you're not
bro,
wrong.
Look, like my big gripe is okay, hold on. I can
Well, actually, let me just double check.
Okay.
Yeah, Clockwork.
Okay, let's be a little cold and calculated because that's exactly what this is.
Here we go.
This is all this is. For the business side of all this noise, okay, you can't, right? You can't always be like, well, you guys are always gonna have a job, right? That's not always guaranteed. But like that shouldn't be such a bad balancing act of like how you go about getting these studios and then just laying them off for whatever reason because you didn't have the foresight to be like, well, let's actually, well, first of all, I think like corporate direction, they'll probably end up trying to do some nonsense where they're like, how about you do this instead? It's like, you know, you didn't buy us because we listened to you, right? You bought us because you knew that we were capable of doing something. So let us do that something, right? You just foot the bill, all right? We don't need you, all right? All right, guy, get out of here. That's what I would assume is the biggest case of like they would grab all these potential, I keep saying potential, these capable studios. You know what they're capable of doing. They're like rap sheets are decent enough. Like even with Compulsion games, they had like those two games that were like, you know, like they were a little off, but like this studio had enough personality to where it stood out, and you could grab onto people with whatever like project that they were setting out to be. It'll hit with a certain demographic, and it did with all three of the games, especially South of Midnight. But like, man, Ninja Theory, like, are we serious here? Like, this is all in the same year, right? 2018. I'm just thinking, wait, what's Double Fine? Is it Double Fine in here?
Double Fine is in here as well.
Dude,
well, as far as acquisition, I'm not entirely sure.
Weren't they gone? Wait.
Are we talking about like what's happening now? So yeah, they're negotiating on getting out.
That sounds good, Justin. Bro, they gotta go like them in like the Sopranos and just sit in the bed. And then he's gotta like plead his case. Like they gotta plead his case. Hold on. They got Double Fine? Is Double Fine still here? What year did that happen? Oh, that happened in 2019.
Okay, so following after that.
Yeah, because like what else happened in 2019? Oh no, ZeniMax Media and Bethesda were in 2021. Bro.
Oh wow. I was like later, okay.
I'm just like, what? Why? Why?
Wow.
What are we smoking here? Hold on. That's the one thing. I'm not gonna lie. All right.
Okay.
I'm biased. All right. So I need to recognize what I haven't done. What I haven't done was what was their side? What was Xbox side as far as like slashing everybody from their studio? What was theirs? What was theirs? If you have it, you can let me know.
Okay. I don't have, this is like my most educated guess. Like head of Xbox at the time, ring, phone call. Hello, boss Microsoft. Yeah, about South of Midnight. It didn't sell as well as we would hope it to. So we're probably gonna cut your budgeting. And you're gonna have to figure that out. Okay, bye.
Crazy. Okay.
That I assume because it's always revolving around the money a bit. Because like that's big boss or not big boss Xbox, big boss Microsoft wanted like revenue to happen, and the problem is that from now, this is kind of like hindsight's 2020, but we're looking at this and we understand that the uniqueness of, you know, Double Fine, Compulsion, even, they're so unique that they'll definitely grab an audience, but maybe not like the mass audience that they're hoping for from, say, Activision, for example, where like everyone knows about Call of Duty. Everyone's trying to get Call of Duty. Going back to, I wish Mark was here, but like going back, someone trying to convince Mark to sell them like Call of Duty to their 15-year-old child.
Nah, you got to show. Yeah, no, it's like, bro, that is their like quote unquote guaranteed like money maker.
Mhm.
Which is okay. Let's see, because I got a headache. All right, so it's gonna be. I guess I didn't even think about that. Stagnant. Based off of this thing, just from a Google search, it's saying it was brutal. Brutal is a key word.
Brutal, you say?
A brutal, right? A brutal financial reset, and it was driven by stagnant hardware sales. So nobody was buying the consoles. They looked at that and was like, "Yeah, why should I buy it? Why should I buy it?" Kind of thing, right? And then the soaring development costs, because games aren't going to be cheaper to make, depending on what game you're making. Which is why I always will just be like, you know, you could get just as good fun, a good amount of indies. You know, like
That's
a lot of the budget will go towards the creativity of something. Like you look at what Team Cherry, or what we were just talking about, with Yacht Club and Mina the Hollower. Those games aren't like, bro. Do you know that you can see the follicles in Mina's fur? No, you can't. You don't need to see that. I see a game that's super enjoyable to play because that's what I'm looking for in a game. Now, if it's gonna like, you know, like tick off, what is it? Like narrative or like other kind of like aesthetics that I look in graphics, there could be a balance of those. But I like any kind of game as long as it looks good. I'll go from something that's super realistic or realistic approaching. It's like what? God of War. But then I'll go straight back to like some game that looks like
Tetris.
Timberman. Yeah, Tetris. like Tetris, Timberman versus like all these simple looking games, because it's hitting that desire that I want from a video game. I want to be engaged with the mechanics and how all that stuff plays out after, which is leading into the next thing, because it's saying that underperforming games was a part of the equation too. And it's like, well, I get that, but then we need to see, I don't know how. I need somebody. I need somebody to sort out like who is the one that like leads into like a creative direction for a next project. So think about it this way. We had this demand, right? There was like there's a popularity for the hero shooter, which was like straight shot because of Overwatch. Like I never really played Overwatch like that, but I'm not gonna deny the impact that it had, right? Now, with that in mind, we had another game that was, I mean, I don't know how long it took to develop, but for some years, Concord. So you look at Concord,
Yeah.
it was trying to bank off and ride the wave of the hero shooter thing, and then it showed up too late and it was too ugly. So it wasn't gonna work for a lot of people who enjoy that genre, but like it was already way past it's like bandwagon time. Like you can hop on it anymore. And then kind of the same thing with what was the one that was out for like a few months? High Guard, I think.
High Guard is not even a week.
Hold on, you gotta be kidding me.
I'm not joking. I'm not even joking. It wasn't even a full week.
Bro, I didn't even play the game. I almost shed a tear. Are you serious? It wasn't a oh, brother. Okay. All right. So on top of that, that's where it's like we gotta find something that makes sense to like what's the demographic that we can always like rely on. That's usually where the big business moves are gonna come from. Oh brother, not a week. So with games like,
well, actually, I might be mistaken by that one.
It was 8 days. Like, how bad was it?
It says the initial release date. I mean, this is all like Google stuff. January, and then servers would shut down in March. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense
That sounds
because
alright.
I guess they were going through some updates. I might be thinking about that might actually just be Concord that I
Oh,
might
an
have
update that they had?
mentioned.
Yeah,
Yeah, like an
I
update.
think Concord was like I think that was weak actually. That was rough. Freaking it's like Timu Guardian of the Galaxy. It wasn't
Oh
working.
no.
But like I was just like it was just on terms of which thing was working. And it was like, well, hero shooters seemed to be the big deal and a colorful cast of characters. All those designs, at least like 90% of them were doo-doo. So dang. I think somebody like a big trash bag. I don't know who it was, but I don't know what it was. Or like a match fist. Anyway, so underperforming games. So we got 3 of those things going on with Xbox. So there has to be like somebody, right? There has to be somebody who engages with like gaming culture enough to where you can sift through people who just like to complain because those are like they're a big minority,
Hmm.
which is an oxymoron. But like it's just more of like the way that the way that they're so loud, it makes it feel like that's gonna be like a general consensus. Like it's loud enough to where it feels like everybody in the room is saying the same thing. No, it's just 3 out of like 50 that you would get like very, very negative responses from. No matter how much you change, or no matter how innovative or like engaging like a new project is, there's gonna be those people who are gonna bawl and complain about it. And then you're moving more up towards people who are like they want something new or like just engaging at the very least. They want something engaging. Because I mean, like, what's that one game? Because I was watching Max bring it up again. You remember that game that's gonna be like a Muppet boxing game? It's like Muppet
Oh
Punch Out.
yeah, I remember that.
That, like that game looks kind of crazy, but like I want to play it. Like it looks all these dusty Muppets and just like like haymakers. I don't know. It just looks funny. And I'd be willing to play it because it's like unique enough, you know. Um, but then there's some people who like I'm cool with what I grew up off of playing video games.
Hmm.
So you know you got to cater to those people. You know how many I don't know how many people are bugging about what's his face still, which is always gonna happen. Like Street Fighter had his recent season 4 thing, right?
Uh huh.
We got Tifa. That's cool. We got Tifa,
Hmm.
but there's still those people who hold out for I want. I mean, I'm one of them, but I don't want to say that it'll make or break a game for me. I don't I don't feel bad when I don't see Makoto, or I don't feel bad when I see when I don't see a character from like a earlier Street Fighter make it into the DLC, like they don't make it. I'm like, what? The game's still fun. Like, why would I stop playing it because this season didn't hit for me? But I got new characters, and lo and behold, everybody loves the Yasmin trailer. Like, what? Like, what are we talking about? They're just like, man, this best is doo doo. And then smash cut to the trailer coming out. Oh, she's not that bad. I didn't think about how stupid it was. Like, of course you didn't. Like, you didn't give it a chance. And like, it's Street Fighter. What are we talking about? You think they're gonna? There might be some characters you might not like vibe with, but like that's out of a roster of how many characters? Come on, you can't give a new one a shot. That's dumb. So again, you got those demographics that kind of hold on to like older things, and then it feels weird to like move on to the next one. But like, there's a cool balance that happens with what we've been, looking at before. Because I've been, what is it? I haven't played it yet. I have the game. The Final Fantasy remake stuff. You have
Mm.
those games that like it's the old characters from like a different genre because it's not turn based anymore. But
Hmm.
they still flipped it to where this game is still like super engaging to play. Like everybody likes the whole hack and slash action RPG and the style and how cool it looks, blah blah. But then you also have these nostalgic characters that people grew up with, but then also introducing it to like newer people. Again, I don't feel like I'm not saying anything crazy profound. The only problem is now we have to get to a degree where how do we maintain appeasing most? You can't appease all, but you can appease
Right.
most. But like not just throw heaps of money at it and then be surprised that like you did it with no like like plan or like direction of where you wanted to go, because that sounds like what Xbox is doing. If they were to be like the glorified third party, bro, you better wear that like a badge of honor, because that'd be super cool for you to house like maybe. I mean, well, kind of seems like everybody's doing it on all consoles. Like, what's that game I played a while ago? Dust Fade. I played the demo on Steam, but now they put their demo on the PlayStation 5. So now they're expanding. They're gonna be on more consoles. I mean, I'm hoping. I think they're gonna be on
probably Switch,
most,
maybe.
if not, yeah,
Too.
yeah, most if not all consoles. So third party is always gonna be accessible somewhere, if not Steam, of course. But it's just like y'all gotta just work in your lane, and then you could just make plans creatively after the fact. Because all these games, all these, bro, look at this, Ninja Theory, like all this just sitting right here, and they were just like, you know, you did good, kid, but we messed up, so you gotta go. Like that's basically
we
what
messed
happened.
up. You gotta go.
Like y'all gave us a series that everybody was really fond of, but I'm not taking the fall. You gotta go. Like that's super
wild.
Cool, I'm trying to think of what other nonsense, because I'm super.
It's weird when game developers have to like, or maybe not even the developers themselves, but like higher ups are telling them, hey, something like hero shooters are like a really hot thing 4 years ago. Let's develop this in 5 years and release it.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's the craziest part. You see all these things going on, and it's like, oh, I see how much money that makes, and then you miss the window because it takes so long to develop these things. Hold on, let's see. Now here's where
to be fair, like I think part of it also comes with like the brand recognition on certain things versus like some new like newcomers showing up. So like for example, Marvel Rivals is a hero shooter and it's doing impressively well because of the Marvel IP to it. So
you know, yeah,
we compare it with Concord with that, because Concord is essentially just like it is Team Mutant Guardians of the Galaxy. But otherwise, the only thing to its name is the fact that like PlayStation's backing it, but that's not what PlayStation is really known for per se. It's kind of known for these other IPs. So what if they made like what if they made like a hero shooter with their IPs in mind, like a PlayStation All Stars, but like maybe make it like, well, actually, maybe we didn't know. Hold on, let me just dial that back. Maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Because you know what, fair. Because I was gonna say it kind of stems from what I was mentioning with the season 4 Street Fighter thing, and then the FF7 remake kind of crowd, where like we're enjoying what we got, but like a lot of it is built off of like the nostalgia from people who've been playing the series for a while, even if like they've done a lot of cool shifts while still making it engaging in a modern day kind of play style. So that is fair. But this is probably where because yeah, I mean this is where like the gamble comes from, which is why I was trying to see like how do you find somebody to work with like the marketing of it, because again, as high end as some of those like little CG cutscenes that we saw from Concord, it was just like none of that stuff was like none of that was hitting with like a demographic of gamers that was like, yeah, this is sick. Like you got to compare it with like Marvel Rivals, you're right with like the brand recognition, but like even just off of brand recognition, there's some people I didn't even know who the heck was Magic. I didn't know who Magic was until the game came out. Luna Snow, White Fox, I don't know none of these people, but these characters have well, first of all, just again, we're gonna separate the goon, but like on top of that, just the character designs in general, all that stuff looks sick. So I'm just like, at least that stuff is cool enough for me to be like, oh, that looks nice. I never played Marvel Rivals. I'm not a big fan of hero shooters, so you might not see me play it. But like looking at Concord, bro, those character designs, no. Like again, like 95 of it was bummy. Which is well, okay, another example. I just like how everything just worked, because I've been seeing all this stuff throughout the week. MVCI, which is Marvel's Capcom Infinite, When that game came out, bro, everybody looked like meth heads. I don't know why they did that as a character, like a creative direction as far as like the graphics. I was like, oh, everybody looks so dusty. Oh, but like after Max and like a team of his devs or whatever, right? They got together and like brushed up one of the worst things about that game. And then you realize, you know what? When I'm not looking at a pile of dookie, the mechanics of this is actually pretty sick. So this is a rough balancing act, which is why I think like they need people who have like a really good eye for
like aesthetics, art style,
like but just like all the foundations that make a game cool.
Well, that too. Yeah, that's true.
Because like you can have all these great graphics and then like the game's kind of you know. I'm trying to think of an example of like a game that looks great that I didn't like. It's not a lot.
Anything you maybe reviewed as a demo?
Yeah, I was trying to think. Did I ever do that? A game that looks good, but that played like Dookie? Well, I'm going to have to think about that one. That's a tough one. Because most of the time, I think I just get lucky. And sometimes I'll look at a game and be like,
nah, it couldn't possibly be for me.
Thank you. I'm not going to play that. I think, but I think, yeah, we just need like a good sense of like understanding these pillars of what makes gaming fun and then driving it into like another direction of what template that we use to keep making newer projects. Because I mean, I don't know, man. There's gonna be a lot of games that people want to keep playing because they couldn't find anything new that's fun. Like they want to keep getting all these remakes and remasters and everything, which is like sometimes a guaranteed moneymaker. Like the new Tomb Raider collection, was it the remake or whatever? Why did I say collection? They're not gonna do that. I think they're remaking all those. They're definitely remaking the new one. You know, that one that's all like up-res and high graphical fidelity. Looks crazy. Everybody's mad about that, by the way. Well, I say everybody, but there's like people who are like, well, you don't show the death scenes. I was like, well, I mean, am I really gonna?
It's like, did you really want to?
That is a part of it. That was like one of the things that happens in the what was it Square's Tomb Raider? There was some brutal death scenes. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's like,
but yeah, and I'm like, that's whatever. I mean, like, yeah, if it's not there, I'm not gonna. Can I still do sick backflips? Probably, and then find some puzzles. Who knows? But again, that's just like another detail that'll make certain fans like get mad. And I'm like, there could be something like that where I'm just like a smaller detail is kind of like lost, but like in the overall project of it, I'm still gonna enjoy it as a game. So where these people find their line of like where they I guess draw it in the sand, like what they're willing to tolerate to play like a newer project or remake or something that either continues a franchise that everybody grew up with. That's like a fun line to find. I'm like, dang, you know, dang it. So, I mean, this is something that corporate was like, we don't feel like doing all that, so we're just gonna cut everything, you know. And I guess I don't know how. I wonder how bad that. Like, think about this. Hold on. We understood that their financial reset was brutal, and they had all the like these 3 reasons as to why they, cut everybody. How much you think those Xbox? How many people showed up to the Xbox showcase? Let's do some.
Yeah,
let's do some
guesstimation.
How many people?
So we're talking about anybody who sits in the audience, right? Possibly, maybe those who spent money to actually get there. Actually, to be honest, I actually have no idea how they even got in.
That's funny. I think it's like what I'm gonna try to do is that our friends got free tickets. I don't know if they just like met a meth head who just had crackhead tickets. I don't know where'd you get them from.
It's crazy.
But like, I was just thinking that I just want to guess. Like they're saying the exact figures, right? They're not publicly disclosed, blah, blah, blah. Of course not. They're saying thousands of fans and media participate in person for the broader Xbox Fan Fest in LA. Okay. So I just wanna we're gonna be gracious, right? It says thousands. That's at
Thousands.
least a minimum, right? A minimum of 2,000. But it says fans and media. So I don't know if they're gonna be like, did all the people who sat in the auditorium that weren't like, you know, media personalities, already Xbox employees? Like that'd be kind of crazy. It's like, oh man, this new CEO is cool. She just gave me my console. Like that'd be kind of wild. Now I'm just gonna assume, what is the cost of a Xbox Series X
It's like
with the new
600
price?
now with the updated pricing and everything. Considering the fact it's the same console just with a different aesthetic, probably different materials as a result, we can still assume 600.
Okay. I just wanna guess.
Okay.
And there's no tax. I don't know. Do you think they'll tax them as they deliver to the house?
Yeah. I mean,
like,
I guess they have to like pay for like shipping and manufacturing the materials there.
Got you. Okay.
Some tax probably is involved. Okay.
I'm just this is a big number to me. I'm guessing. This is a big number to me. And I'm just guessing in my layman's term brain, because I'm just thinking with a reset, I don't know how much. There's like millions of dollars that goes into these projects and all this stuff, right? So just first glance, it's like 1,000. I mean 1,000. 1,002,000, 200,000.
Oh.
If I just were to say like 2,000 people at this event got these consoles, and then also, matter of fact, I didn't even guess, like, because if it's an anniversary, there might be a little bit more cost to it. Who knows? This basic version of an Xbox Series X costs 600. That's what it amounts to. Now, imagine if you just get a team of super creative people, right? Super creative people. Like you just get some people that's like, bro, this imagination you got, let's throw it to like a very like kind of low bar, low intensity demand of a game, and we could just like shell out and make something to put on Steam or the Xbox. I don't know, do something. There's just like the lack of creativity is the problem. Like if you had like this is a creative way. This is a creative way as far as like getting into the fans' good graces by giving them a console if they show that like, oh, we take care of our fans. We want to take care of people because one of the biggest things that messed with, you know, them cutting studios was there was stagnant hardware sales. We couldn't get people to buy these things because like why do you want to buy it? But like if you give them one and then you show that like as long as you have this, we can give you reasons to stay on this console. But you got to be creative with that. You got to be creative not just on a marketing thing, but now you got to think of what's the next move to keep people on these consoles. It doesn't seem like they're putting a lot of horsepower to that. Matter of fact, they took away from the horsepower. They cut like how many studios? How many studios are there? How many?
Quite a couple, I think.
Because like what, at least 3, right?
Well, as of these news, yeah, but I don't remember if there was anything else prior to that.
It's just so odd to me. So currently, oh wow, I was half right. Well, hold on. This is from, why is it marking in May of 2024? That's a little weird. They just brought up well, Arcane Austin, Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog Games, Roundhouse Studios, and The Initiative. Oh no! Were these the people? These are the people who are working on Perfect Dark.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's neat. That's a smart, right, bro. If I were to do something to get up in life, I get rid of people working on stuff that I made them start working on. That is bread and butter. I don't get these people. Okay, hold on. So Arcane Austin, blah blah, Tango Gamers, blah 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 blah. Okay. What's the average cost of now? If this is gonna be our most freeform like podcast, because if this is all about silly Xbox and the stupid move of cutting all these studios because they were like, well, my money, like, oh wow, that's cool, man. Like if you would have thought about it responsibly, you wouldn't have to cut all these powerhouse studios, and you would get more money. Like, isn't it crazy? Isn't that wild? That's nuts. You would be able to water a plant if you give it water. Like, I don't know how else to say that. Like, it's pretty stupid. And you ain't even got to do it creatively. You just got a big old pot and just water that hole. But like, I don't know. These people are bugging me. So
I
this
don't
is what we're
know.
gonna do.
I mean, like that's Microsoft's huge. Microsoft is really big, but they also get a portion of like the revenue through Xbox. And I mean, it's not like, I mean, yeah, that Microsoft's big, but I guess they also don't have like free cash just to give around all the time, right? So they probably take a look at Xbox, just cold and methodical, just look at that and say that like, hey, you guys are not making the numbers that we had projected for y'all. So that's why I think that we're gonna have to like make some adjustments here and there, and unfortunately, Xbox then will have to make the decisions there too. Yeah. But like when we start to like dig into that, like there's so many different moving parts that we just don't even like consider. It like surface level, we look at this and we're thinking like, why didn't you see this coming? You know?
Yeah, that's more of like how we can't always just keep bugging about the corporate things, even though they're the biggest
They're the big
in this
biggest ops
in this crime, in the crime of the game industry, just being drained of all the life in it, bro. Because look, this is definitely showing like my knowledge, because I didn't know. I know it was expensive, but I didn't know. Like when I'm looking at this, what is this, like a 2023 article? The cost of making a game. Okay, how much would you think a AAA game, right? Like a game like Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah. Actually, just to really bounce off of that, I think there is a video from a guy, Jason Schreier, who's now kind of jumped into the YouTube space and made a video recently about the let's see, Schreier. There we go. Journalist and whatnot, I believe. He has his own YouTube channel, and there's one where he talked about why games like take so long. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Why games take 6+ years to make. I should just have that pinned so I can check that out later. But yeah,
see if this thing brings up a lot of money. Because also, you know what? They threw in another budget. They threw in a budget of marketing.
Also, why video games cost so much to make. He also made that video too.
All right, so this is where that stuff is like super interesting, because I can guess, like, if you ever, I don't know how many people care, but like you would look at some of the stuff that goes on during like the credits and everything of like certain staff. So I would assume it's probably gonna be like some legal stuff in terms of creative IP, depending on who you have to talk to in that regard, like licensing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Localization, shoot, the supervising of that, like all these like moving parts, that these are people you need to pay in order to make this job super, well, hopefully flawless, but like super
sustainable
process
for them.
Yeah,
too.
Sustainable. So you have all those, because I'm not even getting into the assets of like when we start making the games for like mocap, and then all the people who do all the graphical designing and all the crunch time they have to do with that. And then clean up animations, voice acting, the actors that you might get on, like all those things factor into this. And I get that. Which is why I think like even for like for when people do trailers, or when any kind of budget that goes in that in general, that's supposed to get investors to look at it. Because I guess like somebody, I think it was a recent thing that happened with I don't know. I gotta look into that more. I'm just assuming when we get trailers and all that stuff for games, somebody did like a side by side of like the earlier version of or the earlier trailer of Grand Theft Auto 6. Kind of crazy, pretty nuts, you know. So like all that cleanup, that like first of all, it's Grand Theft Auto, so like who wouldn't want to invest in that? But I think that might be the case where that takes in a chunk of it, because when you give a trailer, That way you can get more people to put faith in your project by investing. So I think that might be the case. I'm just guessing. I'm probably gonna watch that video you brought up like after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Oh, also, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. This article brings up like some parts of it. So one of the things were we got staff wages, so paying people who are going to work on this game, and then the running costs and overheads. What's the overhead? Like,
what is the overhead?
I was gonna say overhead projector like a jerk, but like I think
like
maybe
what's left over, or
people
or
who,
no, doesn't sound right.
Nah, because like saying that it requires the latest technology. Okay, so game engines and PCs, blah. Okay, all right, you need all that. And then
Overhead costs.
oh no, yeah. So like even that, bro, they're breaking it down to like a very good, like a good explanation to all these like these moving parts, because you have remote working. That's something. You got people who can do that too, but then you also have people who have teams that are under the same roof. So that means you got to find a spot where everybody can meet at, and then work on it, and then rent of the spot. They really mentioned that. They mentioned rent, energy prices, desks, chairs, break rooms, copious amount of coffee. Yeah, you got all that stuff.
You're right.
So yeah, this is some crazy stuff. And then play testing. You got to pay some play testers that might come across it. Like these are okay. So yeah, this is what I was mentioning with like licensing, or even some of the stuff you would need from a legal side, which is the intellectual property, like doing all the legal work to make that your IP. Like that stuff could be a little annoying depending on where you're at for like the foundation of those moves you got to make. Then marketing, and then oh brother, how could I forget? How could you forget about distributing the product itself? Like that is cost in and of itself as well. So there's dummy amounts of money to do all this stuff.
Oh no, the Switch 2 game key cards.
No, they got us. That's a lot of money.
Damn, you got me.
Like, so like,
it's expensive.
This is where I'm like, I have to. I'm gonna be more on the consumer side, as much as I'm a consumer myself. That's why. But then also, I don't like them. I don't like a good amount of them. But I'm gonna be more on their side, because all these moves that like the businesses make are in quote unquote in service to do that, but also they need to line their pockets as well. So it's gonna be a dumb thing for some people to engage with, I guess. But that's how you have to look at it sometimes. Like it sucks. Like I don't, bro. Look, I don't know how much money. I don't know how much money these people could like just be cool off of. Like you telling me you needed to cut this entire team because of how much money? Did you really balance the books? Like, come on. You telling me like the potential of making that money back with these studios? Come on.
Like,
you telling me
to be fair, we looked at that the day that they were acquired and thought like that's a crazy move. Like they have like now the Microsoft money to make these games now. So as far as the quality, it should be there. Should result in just like better sales for like said product. But now, fast forward, all of a sudden, like they're just not doing well as they would have hoped. So now they're axing them.
Look, man. But on top of what you mentioned before, like the whole foresight of everything, like we won't have like a what's that thing? A crystal ball. We won't have a crystal ball in order to like always have the best choices. But I just mean for what it's worth. Because from what I remember, the Blizzard Activision thing, that was a big old purchase, right? That was a huge. I think that's like the biggest purchase as far as like in the gaming industry's mergers or whatever. I don't know what kind of deals they had to buy for that. But like, what they do with it? Like what they do? Like what have they done with it so far? People are mad at Overwatch, like for being Overwatch 1.5 or some mess. Well, Overwatch 2 not really doing anything. Candy Crush? Okay, you should be.
Yeah, you should be all right.
Dude, I bet senior citizens are loving that. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I think everybody's gonna just be like, the Candy Crush is gonna. Anyway, they're here, and then Warcraft and Diablo. And then Call of Duty, like all that, you just grabbed a big old box of money and just did nothing with it. Like, as it's like, what are we doing with all this stuff? Like, it's just it's crazy to me. And then the biggest thing against what we're talking about is that we just don't know. We just don't know. So it's fine. And I'm cool with not knowing, which is probably why I'm just gonna spend I don't know. This is where a good chunk of things that happens on top of me trying to get better at critiquing games when I'm playing them. I just like knowing how stuff works.
Mhm.
So there's probably gonna be a point where I'm just gonna go through like a whole like from start to finish, because I found this game on I found this video on history. Was it the history of gaming? It's a pretty cool video. It was long. Yeah, bro, this is a part-time shift, or if you if you don't take a lunch. But it's like
okay.
It's the guy, all right, never knows best. Like, it's an interesting video, and again, 6 hours. So I want to spend some time. Like, I want to spend some time and like just cut through and get like a cursory glance, like a nice introduction in terms of gaming. Because there's some stuff I didn't know about this when I was first watching this video. But as far as like the game development, so on top of what you got and on top of the stuff this thing mentions, I just gotta know, because I just want to have like at least like a more like finer intuition of how these games always run into like roadblocks. But most of the time, I think it's, first of all, creative differences. That can happen. But bro, man, it's just like, dog, when I keep hearing it didn't make enough, like, I can understand that for like, you know, making a profit. But like, what if the profit wasn't enough? That's what really bugged me. Like, I think I think Mina the Hollower was going through that, right? Weren't they trying to hit like a certain amount of sales in order to?
They did, yeah, in order to stay afloat.
Yeah, to stay afloat. Like, jeez.
Like, that game was their ultimatum.
Yeah, basically, they committed all that time to it, and now they got to see if they can. I mean, like make a profit, but then also like breaking even's not. It's not the best. Not the best feeling.
Not the best outcome either, because it's just like,
yeah.
Oh god, it's like getting like a stage 2 buff in like some stat, and then like getting the debuff from that, and it's just like it's just net 1.
Like, that's a crazy cooldown. Like, you're not gonna have like the best feeling of what you're gonna plan to do next after that. So I get the need to make the profit, but like, if there's one thing I think, maybe I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm pretty sure those games are always going to be an issue to develop for. Like, games that don't demand a lot of graphics, man. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I see Jen sweating on this game all the time when I'm playing Tekken, but like, could I do without it? I mean, kind of, but like,
I mean, yeah, it's okay.
Like,
got the impact frames and everything. Yeah, that's it.
I know this game, like, in terms of like pushing the boundaries and like, ooh, new gen, but like and then also this game is just, it's like real bodies. Like, there's not like any like, I guess any perk of trying to go in a different direction, because it's 3D. So the more you make these fighting games have like some sense of realism, I guess, like even with Street Fighter, Street Fighter's like, it's got some realism, but it's pretty stylized. But I mean, I like playing Third Strike. Like, I don't know, like there's some weird demands that come from like trying to quote unquote stay modern, but like now people got to recognize the downsides to that, like the double-sided sword. Like, oh, you get to cut through and have these cool games. Like, you kind of like wore yourself out making these games, but now you got this pretty looking project. It looks great. Like, all these graphics, the style of it. Oh, that's neat. Wait, how much money did we lose? Like, you got to think about all that stuff. Like, that's crazy, because you get lost in one aspect and don't realize, you know, money. Jeez, man.
Money. Real quick, Aniyah, since you were bringing up the thing about history of games, there was actually a video I checked out this past week from one of the more prolific, I would say, prolific like anime like YouTubers, Mother's Basement, who he made a video this past week about the quote unquote the gamer fantasy epidemic. In the sense that like, oh, a lot of like isekais, for example, have a lot of game mechanic stuff like put into it. And he actually goes in detail as far as like the origins of like video games, like why fantasy like takes a lot of that. Why are there guilds in these fantasy anime in the first place? Why does it not make sense in the slightest, but it just is there? So might be worth checking out. I don't think it's for like video game like specific stuff, but it's also just interesting tracking like the influence of video games to like adapting it to anime.
Oh yeah, like I thought, like my immediate, the immediate examples I had was Sword Art Online, Dot Hack Sign, for that.
Oh yeah, Dot Hack,
and then Log Horizon. I think Log Horizon was trying to be a little bit more unapologetic with it, as far as like being games, menus and stuff like that. So that was interesting. And also, do I know that person? I feel like I heard that Mother's Basement person before.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever watched the video.
Yeah, you might see him a lot if you're just watching general like anime videos. He made that video about Logan Paul and like his acquisition at the time of like those One Piece and Dragon Ball mangas.
Oh, the mangas
so if you've seen that video, then yeah.
Jeez. Oh man, let me get my quality. Let me get my appraisal. I own the biggest Pikachu authentic. Like, oh my god, if you don't shut up. I'm like, dude, this dude is a menace. He's driving down the quality of my anime cards. Like, bro. But what was I gonna tap into? Because there's too many things.
Yeah,
there's too many things to like kind of harp off of. But I guess like that's such a crazy, isn't that wild? Everybody gets the Xbox.
Yeah.
Not Compulsion, not Ninja Theory. They don't get an Xbox unless you already got one.
You don't get an Xbox. Like, that'd be crazy.
It just, man, I don't know. There has to be more of like a. Okay, let me think. Let me try to be more. It's so easy to hit consumers though, because I don't like a good majority of them. So, what I'm thinking of is what's a good way of engaging? Because who knows? I mean, here's my issue. I just like what is feasible. If something's able to be obtained, I'm gonna get it. Right? Well, that game's good. I'm gonna get it. Stuff like that. I'm about to play these games. It looks cool. And I really enjoy what I got from games, like in my own. In my little small circle. Like I'll talk to you, Phil, and everybody, like who else would want to talk about it in our friend group. But outside of that, there's some people I know as far as like what I did playing Tekken and whatever other fighting games. Bro, I just don't want to talk to these people sometimes. Like it gets a little odd because like there's people who genuinely like these games and we can enjoy that and critique them. And it's like, how do we get to that point? Matt, dang it, I think who was saying this yesterday? Was it yesterday or 2 days? I think Max was saying the same thing. Bro, it's like we know that there's things that we enjoy, right? Why would I want to spend all my time just ripping on something else like that? Now, don't get me wrong. I do that. Especially when it comes to games like, what's his face? God, man. Mixtape.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
That Heck of that. Anyway, so I'm just thinking, I get the appeal of it. Like with me, all right. What I gain from games like what's his face? Ooh, I'm not Tekken. What I get from games like looking at Mixtape and what's another game that I actually played that it reminds me of that I didn't like. After Party. So I played that. I like the look of it. The After Party looked like an interesting game, and it's not like it's horrible. It's like I don't like it because of the narrative, but like it was it was a game, right? Same thing with mixtape. People do rip on mixtape for saying like, oh, it's not a game. Guys, it's a game. It's just not. It's not a good game, but it's a game, right? There's a good chunk of like just going and coasting, and there's no real like trade off of what you choose in a good chunk of it. But there's games. There's like a little mini game where you get to swing at bats. Like, come on, a little mini game where you get to skip rocks. That's a game. That's a game. You may be mad, but it's a game, right? There's achievements. It means if you engage and do something, there's a reward, which is what a game gives you. So it's a game. It's just not. It's not the best. But then it comes to where we have to focus in on, like, what this product is going to prioritize, right? So in After Party, that was you know, choosing, making choices, blah blah. Because the premise is that you're some college kids who just, I don't know, OD'd or whatever at a college party. Like, oh no, I'm dead, and stuff like that, right? Because they kept drinking or something. I don't know. And then now it's like, now we got to drink our way back to Earth, and that's basically what you're doing. So I was like, that's kind of a funny story. I think that's pretty cool. I don't like a majority of the characters. I think that's what it is. Like, there's not many people I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. There's like a couple of people I like. That's cool. But like, this game is focusing more on that because there's so much thought put into it. I'm gonna at least critique the story of it. And what I got from it personally, it just wasn't with me. I didn't really like it. The game aspect of it is pretty fun. I like all the things they were making, like, in terms of mechanics of being at like you're drinking. So you have like beer pong, like freaking whatever that thing. I don't drink a lot like that, but you stack shot glasses. Oh, that's neat. Basketball. I don't know. So like there's stuff like that happens. So the themes around it are really cool. But like overall, it's just not something I would play a lot of. Mixtape. I can't believe they got a 10 out of 10. But that was like, that's more of like music taste. But I think from what I saw, I even wanted to. I was watching a playthrough, so I didn't technically play it, but I will definitely give my chance to play it again. I just, like, I don't know what I would do different, because like nothing different of what I saw from the playthrough I watched would be anything outside of what I would choose, I guess. Like, I don't know. That's why I feel like that game kind of choked out any kind of entertainment value I could have gotten out of it, because most of it was focused on like the music, which like was cool. I think like the playlist of the character seemed pretty interesting. Like, I even got to a point where like I was rewatching it and I took all the names and the numbers of this person's mixtape playlist. So at some point I'm gonna listen to it and just see how I feel about, like, how do I grade that? That'll be funny to at least give my 2 cents on that. But no character was cool in there. Nobody was cool in that game. Everybody was annoying, dude. Like, I think there was like a parent who was like supposed to be the cool parent, letting all these kids like smoke and drink. I'm like, you're the cool parent? No, dog. No. Like, what are we doing here? And then like all the conflicts of the characters were dumb. Oh man, my friend is leaving. They're trying to go and do things out of high school in terms of their passions. Oh gosh darn. Well, I don't like that. What? Like, you don't want your friend to do things that they're passionate about? Oh,
no, if I'm not part of it.
Yeah, like basically, like, am I going with you? No. Oh, like, it's dumb.
No.
Yeah, it's like, are you hating? Like, bro, it's so stupid to me. But then also the I think even the motivation or like the goal of the main character was like, what? Now you're just being like a weird, like a what's the name? Like somebody without a plan. It's just like super reckless. Like the way that they broke down what this character was trying to do was like, I'm trying to be a music supervisor, but like I'm trying to get the attention of a high profile music supervisor.
Okay.
But she just doesn't have a profile, like, or like a resume. She doesn't have like a resume in order to show to them. So the goal is to just go all the way to New York and essentially stalk this person. That's this person's goal.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Oh, that's super corny. And I'm just like, wow, am I supposed to relate to this? No, I don't. Like, look, there's ways that careers got started from being like persistent, but I'm not gonna feel connected to this character who gets super irate because their parent told them to like make sure your stuff is ready for your trip. Like what? That doesn't make any sense to me. It was like that one scene where like I think there was a scene I saw where it was the dad, and I think he was saying like, "Are you all ready?" or like, "Are you all set to go for your trip?" Like something in that vein. And the character's like, "Stop pressuring me." How is that? I'm checking on my daughter. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what has she got all this angst for? Like, there's angst that's like illogical that you could give to like teenagers because teenagers have this stupid phase, like the rebel phase or whatever, right? Okay, yeah, that's cool. I
Yeah, I
get
feel
that.
it.
But like that's so like off the mark that it's not like I can't relate to that. Even with my rebel phase, it's not like I'm over here doing nonsense where it's like, wow, my parent cares for me. Back up. Like, I
Mm.
don't like none of that. You asking me how I'm gonna be on my trip? Hate you, Dad. Like that's stupid.
Uh,
Can't relate to that.
mm.
So
I
there's a
get,
lot of elements in that game.
yeah, I get because I feel this. I feel I felt the annoyance of that because I'm like, I'm an adult now. I don't need people worrying about me if I like this, but it's like, they're your folks. They're gonna be worrying about you anyway.
Yeah, and then some other. If I had to be more open minded to another reason why she would be so like antsy about being asked, "Are you okay?" kind of mess.
Stop
Like, oh, bro.
pressuring.
Yeah, like stop
Stop.
pressuring me.
Stop.
The Lord, like chill. Like, I didn't ask for all that. Watching that was annoying. But like, man, oh man, oh boy, that game. Like the writing, some of the writing is crazy, and I don't think I'm such a prude that I like. What is it? I'm over here trying to be God, like look for peak cinema. I'm just like, is it good enough? And it wasn't, at least to me.
Mm.
Other voices are annoying too. I think they're supposed to be like North California or something like that. Oh
North
boy.
Californian. I don't even know what that
Yeah.
accent is.
I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. Everybody just sounds like annoying surfers and pieheads to me. I was just like, I'm good, dog. Or at least like two of the characters sounded like it. They're like, yeah, they did. Like, please don't talk to me. There was a what's the nonsense? The about to start taking this whole thing for just those two games. My whole thing is
Okay.
being in the mindset, right? Because even with all the critiques I could have of like certain games, then I just probably won't engage with it after, right? But there's people who, instead of moving on from that, they'll hold on to that. Look, I'll probably be mad every time you ask me about mixtape. That's probably gonna be a fact. That's cool. But I'm not gonna be spending all my time looking to hate stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm looking for games that I'm actually gonna enjoy, and that takes effort. You know, you want to go out and look at things that kind of like pique your interest, especially
Mhm.
from indie developers that have like the means to try to balance out what they're doing on an everyday basis. Oof. And then also, try to make this project get off the ground. Do you remember the
Mhm.
story about Studio MDHR? Is it for
Yep. Yeah.
Cuphead? The fact that what they like got rid, like what they do with their mortgage, what
Oh,
they do with their
wait,
mortgage,
what?
their house. Yeah, hold
I thought that
on.
was Phil. Wait a
Like,
minute.
nah, man. That's probably what
They also
Phil
went to a
kept
retro
bringing
gaming
up.
expo just for inspiration.
Nah, son. Like something about the. Let me find it. It's such an interesting story. Yeah, it said they remortgaged their house. Yeah, they remortgaged their houses in order to get the finances to make Cuphead. And I'm just
That's
and I'm just
crazy.
thinking, I don't know what's the development duration for Cuphead, because I remember seeing this game as like some random ad that was like, this game is bringing back vintage cartoon tones. I'm like, what? But this is back when I was still in the apartments, and then that
Hmm.
game came out. What is it? 2020. Dang, what is the release date? Dang it.
20.
2017. God.
Oh, okay.
So it came out in 2017. I mean, bro, there's just like, but it grabbed like a itch that people were wanting to scratch, as far as like first of all, the aesthetic, but then also the challenge. I feel like this game, it was pretty difficult from what I remember.
Yeah,
It was a tough game.
It was really tough.
Yeah, no, this game was tough. Jeez. But then also, like the passion put into this, like that. I'm looking for stuff like this. Like you believe in yourself so much, and it worked out. By the way, be mindful. It's not always guaranteed, which kind of sucks. But they believed in this project so much that they were willing to do like extra financial workarounds, i.e., remortgage the house in order to fund this thing. Like some about that. Like there has to be a level of passion for this stuff, but then also the understanding, because the way this game was, I don't think there was any crazy things happening. Didn't like in terms of like the development or like having patches, I don't think this game really asked like a lot. I don't think so. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what you can complain about with this game in general. It's just a simple run and gun. It's not like it's gonna ask you to have like weird I mean, I don't know if you will have a glitch. I don't know if there would be something where somebody's game or their copy stops working from something. I don't know. I think that happened on Game Grumps. I think they had that. I think they're fighting that moon chick and then the game just stopped. but I don't know. Like I'm just thinking there needs to be, these people need to be a little bit more resourceful, because that's what the whole problem is as far as them cutting these studios. They didn't manage their resources correctly, which I mean, again, nobody has a crystal ball. All these things are like big gambles to like sell somebody on something. Unless you want to pull, do you want to pull a Mind's Eye? How'd that game do? Like, matter of fact, how much?
Oh no!
How much money? How much money did that game? How much did that make?
I don't want to know actually.
Oh, man. I gotta know if I'm gonna.
Is
you
it
know
like
what?
like maybe just under $1 million? Maybe just under $1 million?
Like what? Hold on. You know what? That's actually pretty funny.
I was gonna say, please, just don't be.
This thing just said, dude. This thing just says saw very low sales. I don't think they even gave the number. What's the number? Oh no! Whoa! Oh no! Hold on. First of all,
okay.
company turmoil. That's a foul phrase. This thing said is significant controversy, losing it was over 250 job losses and allegations of mismanagement. What? Disgusting. Rocket Boy. By Build a Rocket Boy. Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Hilarious. The game frequently features massive discounts up to 70% off. I'm not gonna buy it. That game look garbage. But like, I'm just saying, man, if you care about something, you wouldn't want to make this mess garbage. Case in point, Yacht Club games, bro. They were like, this game got to work, but I want to make sure you have a proper project. I'm probably gonna buy like 5 copies of those. But what's the budget for this? Ooh, what do you think? This is Justin.
What's going on?
I mean, dude. Okay, hold on.
Don't tell me it's like 3 million. Don't tell me it's more than that.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read this summary. Right? I'm gonna read this overview. It's saying, while the exact official development cost of Mind's Eye has not been publicly broken down, Build a Rocket Boy has raised over. Okay, this is what they raised. They raised over $310 million in funding across multiple investment rounds to develop Mind's Eye, alongside Everywhere and Arcadia. Okay. But then it says, consequently, player and industry speculation estimates the specific budget allocated to Mind's Eye is between 50 million and upwards to 500 million. That is disgusting, because this also, the saying that it did it. Oh wait, my bad. I skipped the parentheses. This thing said including a 110 million Series D. I don't know who Series D is, but I think the D stands for defunct, because that's what happened. Because I'm like, I don't know what's happening, bro. Like, hold on. I think okay, they want to give context as far as the sourcing from this. The total investment for 3, right? Because this says Mind's Eye, Everywhere, and Arcadia. What the heck?
So split up, or
Yeah, it's like I don't know if Everywhere and Arcadia are different games or like are they oh no, these are games. This is called Everywhere? What the heck? Wait, Up and Coming? Wait, this game isn't out yet? Ooh,
Which
man,
one?
with a rap sheet. Everywhere is not out, apparently. Ooh, how is that going? Because I mean, after after what's his face? I don't know if anybody wants to trust him. What's up with Arcadia?
Who is
Because
Arcadia?
Arcadia, yeah, Arcadia is another game.
Like
of
Skies of
But like,
Arcadia? Like
yeah,
on the
like
GameCube?
yeah, that's why I was like, wait, hold on, they can't just be throwing that word around. What is Arcadia? Arcadia. Wait, hold on. What's Arcadia? Is it the same? I don't know. Okay, this thing just wrote something I don't understand. Because if it's supposed to be split between both of these, right? 310, but then also again, I think because of the trailer, it got more investors to probably project it to be upwards to 500 million. I mean, homie, if this game's free, I'll get it. But like honestly,
I don't know if I would.
yeah, like nah, I'm good. I feel like a bigger issue that I would feel sometimes is that I feel bad for developers. Mainly because they're like the what's a good like metaphor? I would say like they're on like the if I were to give them like the analogy of a train, they're just a bunch of like the I don't know what you will call those. Whatever the pieces are that gets the train like connected and moving, you know, the cabooses, whatever. Like they're along for the ride, but the direction is only made by who's at the front of the helm. Like they have no direction. Like they have all this skill, they have all these skills and know-how, like all these visual effects designers, these game designers, artists, all these people are part of a team. Like where do they go if they have no plan or project to work on? So like I don't want to blame them at all, really. Most of the time I really don't. But so let's just pay for a job. And then now these people apparently still working on another game. Holy. How is that? Bro, they had a beta?
They had a beta?
No. Wait, is Arcadia like the engine? Like, wait, what is this? I keep seeing Arcadia, but like it's not a game. The game Everywhere is called it's a multiplayer thing. But I keep seeing Arcadia, but it's saying there's a playtest or like a closed beta to test Arcadia. Oh, it does right here. The system used to create user-generated environment. Ooh, user-generated environments? What does that mean?
That sounds pretty close to something.
I was just saying, like, I was gonna say like RNG. Like, you know how you get like different levels in like each run or something? Like it's the same.
That's that'd be like a roguelike element of sorts.
Yeah, right. So what is it? Yeah, a system
Could
used
be
to create
like
user-generated. Yeah, right. User-generated environments. Like, do I get to create environments in this game? Is that what this is? I guess so. Wait, hold on. It says starting. Oh, I have no idea about this game. I just first time hearing of it. The players start in the city of Eutropia.
Okay. You tripping?
Yeah, you. Bro, if it's Build a Rocket Boy, yeah, they most likely might be tripping. And their engine is Unreal Engine 5. That's funny.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm just gonna look up. Oh, yeah, mine's
so it said there different game modes, user-generated environments called arcs, or the game Mind's Eye. Why is Mind's Eye mentioned in this? Oh, bro, I'm not buying this. They're kind of cooked. I'm not gonna lie. After that Dookie bun thing with freaking with Mind's Eye, like, ooh, I wouldn't trust it. Oh, that's another bad thing too. Actually, just in terms of like just the wave or like the tone of the gaming industry. When you mess up once, not a lot of people are gonna be confident to invest in that again. Honestly, unless you're like Tekken, unless you're Tekken, like I don't know, like there's got to be something you got to do in order to make people have trust in you again. Because you sometimes you can have like some good grace with like a lot of people, but if it's in such a bad direction of, I think, is this like their first project, bro? I never heard of these people. But yeah, who knows, man? It's just you're gonna have a rough time getting back into the limelight.
I feel
Because, bro, I guess this guy used to be a Rockstar North employee. Is that what it is?
yeah. Yeah, just got the reference on the wiki right here.
Yeah, for Mind's Eye or everywhere.
Yeah. In fact, it's like it's such an impact where, you know, we hear stories about like these are like people from an old team who used to make this game, and that used to sound really exciting to me, and then Mind's Eye happened. Now all of a sudden I look at that with a lens and I'm like, that could mean multiple things.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
But
So let me try to.
I also wanted to bring some inputs as far as like reception, because clearly we're now in an age of technology where a lot of people get to say what they want to say, and they also have like leeway. They have like an influence on what other people feel. So you see content creators, YouTubers, Twitch streamers who will play this game, and whether they focus on the game or not, they do have an opinion that people will start to gravitate and identify themselves with. And the problem is that there's another layer to that, and that is it's like it's a level of like the least amount of effort for sure, and that's those who just exist on Twitter/X and they post about like their takes on this. But the problem is that it's a platform that used to just be about just freedom of thought, but now it's also a place where you can get revenue by saying something. So engagement. So the negativity tracks, and that's what it goes. Therefore, there might be another reason why people will say certain things about a certain thing just for the sake of clicks and engagement farming.
Yeah,
So
I have to have this. Yeah, no, you're right. I was just thinking like there has to be this thing of you can have like a baseline, like I guess, or like a through line with another person. Because they'll say something that you usually agree with, but then like moving forward into the next like topic or something, will that carry the same weight? Probably not, unless you see it for yourself. And then also depending on sometimes I get confused. I'm like, do people like games? Sometimes I don't think they like games.
Sometimes you question that, yeah. You're like, are you sure? Do you like playing video games at all?
What other stuff have you ever tried before? Because if you really just hold into like one genre or like one franchise, bro, then that's your fault. Like, why would you try to say like game? Like when people say gaming's dead, it's like no. I mean, like the industry is like rocky, but like it's not dead. It's just more of like you just stop. You didn't check the pulse. Like there's so many other things you could be playing. Like it's so weird to see these people like hold in one perspective and then just think that encompasses everything else. Something as wide and creative as video game, yeah. Everything else sucks because I didn't like Halo Infinite. Like, come on, are we serious right now? Like, it's a weird thing, but it's easier to like sit and yell about all this stuff without actually giving it a shot. Like, man, like what? Man, what are we doing? Also, man, actually, I wanna make sure because I usually think. I feel like it should be a given, but it's very important to point out like it's better for people to try it for themselves. Like just what do you got to lose? Well, my money. Oh, well then I mean you probably should, you know, just save your wallet. Like I don't know. I mean wait for a Steam sale. Like I'm trying to think of like what would stop somebody from like engaging with something for themselves. Like even if I have like I'm trying to think. I feel like I swear I've had this experience before where I feel like something didn't look like that good. I'm trying to think about it for games because I'm pretty sure I've had it for like movies or something. But like something doesn't look that good, and I have like kind of low or bad expectations. But then when I end up experiencing it for myself, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. It's kind of like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You probably say that with food. I don't know. I thought wasabi
True.
looked nasty. It's hot, but like it's pretty good when I put it on good food. Like I don't know, like until I
I guess so,
actually
yeah.
see it for myself.
Yeah. Except for Bullet. Bullet's terrible.
Yeah, look,
you can't convince me.
you know, that sounds a little. I'm gonna take your word for it because I don't want to give it a shot. Honestly,
I would not.
but it's so odd to just have all the time in the world to complain. Like, just try it, you know. Especially if it's something you actually enjoy. Like if it's can you imagine? Well, man, my stomach was doing all kinds of stuff. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Okay. I don't want to keep using myself as an example because I'm more flexible to play things that I usually haven't tried. Like maybe you might catch me like what is it Civilization considered real-time strategy? I think that's what the genre is. Okay. I probably won't play those as often, but I see the appeal. You know, but you won't catch me giving like super strong takes on it when like newer installments of that genre from other franchises are made. Like I'll just be like, oh, okay, they're doing their own thing. I think I can probably I've have like a good palette of playing like outside of what I'm comfortable with. But like most of the time, I play Metroidvanias, like mainly platformers. I love platformers. You won't catch me slipping away from that. Like anything that moves like Super Mario, Ratchet and Clank, Daxter. I said Daxter, not Jack and Daxter. Jack and Daxter. Or like other action games like freaking Devil May Cry. There's so many good games out there. I'm not gonna lie. I hate when people say game is dead. It pisses me off. But there's just like that. I think I have like a pretty good intuition of like when I know a game won't sit right with me, but then also like critique it from a like a third person perspective. Because sometimes I'll sit and watch streamers or like playthroughs when I'm just like having something in the background or I want to just chill out for a second. There's some games I haven't played before. Like I never played Endless Ocean.
But yeah.
Well, it's not for me, but I can still critique it because I can understand the engagement of it. Like what? Bro, you don't know how good Endless Ocean is until you sit down and put it in your Wii and then chill out and learn about aquatic living. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll just watch these guys play it. Because like, what else am I gonna get a different feel of just like engaging with this game when I'm holding the controller?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna swim around and be like, wow, that's a stingray. Whoa. And then like what? Like so you're gonna tell me that game is like I'm gonna hype that up like I would a Metroidvania or a fighting game? Nah, not really. Because I like the engagement that I get from platformers, action games, or anything like that, or like even turn-based games. I mean, bro, I don't play those a lot, but I like Persona and like what's that indie game I got? Cosmic Star Heroine. It's like I don't know. I don't this is this like a I don't know, man. It's like a weird skill, I guess, to have to be okay enough to like step outside your bubble for a second. Because again, we still got ball and gun gamers. Those funny dudes are never going away. But
yeah, they're kind of the majority, and lines up with Activision quite nicely, actually.
Yeah, and I guess that's probably why. Oh man, I just thought about what's his face. Remember Rocket League? That's a crazy concept.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
I don't know. It's just like there's a lack of creativity to put into these games. Now, don't get me wrong. If there's gonna be something that you would need to be like the guaranteed moneymaker, like I think mobile games are doing kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize how big that demographic was. Truly.
Yeah, mobile games are starting to expand. They're starting to evolve. We don't have. It's not just cutthroat anymore. It's like almost everything. Like I think Hoyoverse kind of like Hoyoverse like widened my perspective of like what it could be. it's not just simply just like tap 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 tap, and it's just like Candy Crush. But no, it's like these are
Fair,
like
actually.
it's not just weapon skins either. It's just like it's whole like design characters that are meant to ask you to like pay money.
That is something, yeah, they want you to put into it for like I mean, you could consider pay to win. I'm pretty sure that happens. But
There's
what is
that
it?
too.
But like I guess like isn't Zenless Zone Zero on like mobile?
Yeah, it is on mobile. It's actually like crazy impressive, but also like I can't also just deny the fact that it isn't just like for cool like animation aesthetics. It's also like they're legitimate gooners out there.
Oh, bro, look, hey man, look, guys, I that's always gonna be the hook for a good chunk of people. Okay, and it just so happens that demographic
That demographic just so happens to have money.
and tends to be basement dwellers. I don't know, like they
Oh no!
tend to be
Wait.
chilling. So it's some good stuff. Like I don't know, man. Me personally, I'm just like that's just a part of the game. But it does feel kind of crazy buying it. Like, look, I'm gonna get I thought I had it already. I thought I had Stellar Blade. But I mean,
Still haven't gotten it yet.
she's stacked out, but like I'm just not. That's not. That's why. Okay,
right. Yeah.
that's all I got. Like I don't know what else to tell you. Feels like if I'm playing a character in Street Fighter that got the Yetis out, I'm like, oh no. But like that's not one of my characters.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me, Street Fighter.
Oh no, my Shiranui.
Joy.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa. Cut the cameras.
Like, it's just like it gets crazy, but oh man,
Jesus,
that's not like the biggest hook.
Oh god,
because it sucks, man. I mean, if I feel, you know, what I feel bad for who has that, because I feel like it's a great game because I played it before. Dead or Alive. Y'all are cooked. You go to a GameStop and try to buy that. Like the cashier's gonna be like, "Yeah, I bet you would like Dead or Alive 6, you sick bastard." But like,
you would like a Atelier game. Wait. I mean, to be fair, it was the thing that was initially going to steer me away.
Yeah.
But Phil was saying like, oh no, Atelier is actually really good. So I actually gave it like a chance there. Otherwise, I would have been like, this is probably not for me.
I'm not
just like I don't know, but like maybe the same could have been the same thing with Zenless Zone Zero, where it's like, oh, like I like the character designs. I'm like, oh my god, look at that character.
Wow. It's like, bro. I could get past it. I could get past it if it's a good game. If it's a good game, I'll get past it. It's gonna be a little annoying.
To an extent.
That's why it makes sense that some of these games would be, you know, cool single players. It's not gonna be like, we'll share this online. But you know what? It's what it is. That's where like I feel there has to be some other angle. And it seems like the sexualization stuff, the suggestiveness is always going to be like
it's almost like embedded into the culture. Yeah,
it's going to be like the easy cop in. They'll be like, okay, that's going to be a decent moneymaker. But like at the same time, if the game is good, I mean, like you probably won't get a peep out of me. I mean, like maybe because like some of that stuff could get excessive. I don't know. I'm just like. This is our board meeting of like what makes games fun. Like I don't know, like what makes me want to spend money on games. You know,
if there's no other way to play it, for sure. If there's no other way to play it, then to like actually spend some money up front. Then I mean that's kind of like the model with the Game Pass subscription, just to rope and tie that back in. But it's also been it's also been part of the poison to it, if I could say. Where it's like, oh, well, it seemed like too good of a deal. It turns out it was too good of a deal because we got paid for that as far as like us saving money. But as far as like how that was divvied up with like developers and whatnot, I think they got a short like end of the stick there. After all,
if I'm not wrong, because I keep forgetting with Game Pass, the the fact that people put it on Game Pass like a day one thing, like you're not paying for the entire game, but because you have Game Pass, you get the chance to play it without paying full price, right?
Right. Or rather, yeah. Well, yeah, you're right.
Okay. But then that's it. Like if I beat the game after playing off a Game Pass,
For like
I don't
maybe
have to
2 or 3 days, like you essentially got your money's worth like right then and there, and you just move on to the
yeah.
next game. Or not.
So okay, hold
It's
on. This is where I guess it gets a little bit more interesting because this is where oh wait, I tried to and I think I made fun of Mixtape. Okay, my thing was getting into some of the issues with like consumers.
Mhm.
We understand that games are being more expensive to make. Okay.
Right.
And we also want to make sure that developers also have a better time in the process. Because like crunch time, that'll wear them out. Like, don't get
Mhm.
me wrong, having a schedule, like a deadline, kind of makes you get like, oh, that motivates me to like that incentivizes you to get the job done. Sure.
True.
But then you don't want crazy deadlines that like choke you out of a good night's sleep. Like, homie, I need to function. Like, I'm not going what are we doing here?
Launch your function.
Yeah, so they're like as consumers we understand that.
Mhm.
But then we also want to be reasonably charged with what these games are supposed to offer us.
Mhm.
Because remember, I'm just buying this game once. Unless I like break it and then get no insurance. If I want to, if I want to triple dip on different consoles, like I'm only buying this game once.
Mm.
So, but then also catering to the people who enjoy Game Pass. I guess the number probably is worse than I don't know. I don't know what the math looks like because it is
Mhm.
a good deal to where I could play a game without,
Worrying about like
I don't have to.
spending like $70 like upfront on it.
Yeah, and then like it ends up being a game I don't like. Like
Right.
that would be
And you
something
just move
stupid.
on.
So, and then what? How much is Game Pass? Like, what are the plans on there? Like $20 a
Now
month?
it's like 22 a month. Used to be
22 a month?
30. Used to be
Like a
30, and
Netflix,
I was like, yeah.
bro? Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah, it did go down. Didn't wasn't that the first thing that that CEO did, the new one?
Yeah, Asha made that move. The exchange was that I think Activision, like Call of Duty games, would no longer be like day one going forward. It would just be one of
That's
those
what it
things
was.
where
Okay.
like, yeah. So there was some type of exchange to that. I
Like
don't
the
know how
number
that
has to
would
balance
be.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where all this stupid mess comes from. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm always gonna hate on the corporations because I know they got money. I know they got it. They got some stupid money. They're just being.
Yeah, it's just them
You know
wanting
what?
money and wanting more of it.
Yeah, they got. Who said it? The Jizza from the Wu-Tang Clan.
What?
They're so stingy. They're so stingy. They got short arms and deep pockets. Like that's
Mm.
stingy as hell. Like think
Whoa.
about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's my own pockets, but they're super deep. But my arms are too short. That like
You
I
don't.
can't get
Yeah,
my own.
you
I
want
can't get my own
more.
money. But
You.
you're not getting it either. Like I want more, and I can't like it's all that kind of nonsense. Where I'm just like there needs to be a means of how this stuff is allocated, and I don't think is being done. Not just like it's just being done irresponsibly, sure, but then like to a point where who like ain't y'all the ones to blame at this point? Like, well, how what are y'all doing? Like, what's your
Mhm.
money made after? Like the profit made after, but then you want to stay in this industry, so you have to move responsibly. Otherwise, people are missing that you're putting all your stock into industry that's based off of like subjectiveness to a wild extent. Because I don't know, man. There's some people who may not mess with oh, I don't know. I have to play it. But like, the thing with 007, notable IP, that's cool. But then when there's people who have like a good amount of time spent in playing video games, some people again, it'll be subjective. But like they'll say something that makes sense. There might be a critique that makes sense, but is that critique gonna be like so damaging to where it'll demotivate people from investing in this company or whoever? Again, like who knows? There's too many like building blocks and mechanisms to this stuff to where it can take a big chunk out of like sustaining it. But I mean, you took that risk going into the gaming stuff. Like everybody takes a risk on this stuff. I'm like, who is it? Is it more of like finding people to blame, or is it more of just being mindful of the next moves to make instead of just trying to get the biggest buck, which is usually what companies do. It's always just to line their pockets, but it's like, what are you lining your pockets with, man? Are you gonna line it with something that you actually know that's gonna be sustainable, or you just see money, 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 money? You see all the money, and then you get butthurt when you don't invest right. Like, what do we? And then you fire everybody. Like, wait, I'm rambling at this point. I'm just sick of these dudes.
Yeah, it's rough. And it's not like one to one. It's not a linear path of like the money's worth on video games, because there's such things called sales. And Capcom on this one, their crazy generational run, but also too the unveilment that a lot of their profits come from sales. Those Steam sales, those crazy summer sales where you see games at like $10, $20. Like, hold on, I think I saw them like Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak was like $10, and I was like, "Are we for real?"
Wait, they get a lot of chunk
from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, from like their digital sales.
Really?
Like a lot of their sales, because like, and it's crazy because they are, as for me, they're notorious for just having like these deep cuts, like digital summer sales or holiday sales that happen like multiple times a year for like these old IPs that they got. Oh, not IPs, but like older games, quote unquote, like Monster Hunter Rise and also Devil May Cry here and there. They otherwise just kind of like jump back up in like the usual, and that's kind of like their strategy because it works. Because right now they're in their bag. They know exactly which franchises they really rock with for years on end. You know, Phoenix Wright games as well. You can also see Dead Rising's amongst one of the Resident Evil is like the biggest thing that they got going on. But Mega Man has like constant like re-releases of like their games and everything like that. And you know, Devil May Cry. So it's just like it just kind of blows everything out of the water as far as like their profits versus like the amount of effort they have to put into that. I mean, they're still making new games like Onimusha, Way of the Sword is still, I mean, it is like revitalizing an old IP of theirs, but also it's going to take a while for them to develop such a game. But considering how well they've been designing these games, they're not only just like legacy games and IPs, franchises, but they're also just good. They're just good anyway.
Yeah, I think they found like a cool spot to be back on top like they used to be, because bro, the wave of like Capcom and like their ups and downs. I mean, there's always gonna be some ups and downs, but
Sure.
they're right back. They're right back to being on the upside of things. I guess but yeah, it is a thing of just like it's more, I don't want to say guaranteed. I don't know, it's like a safe bet. Like it's a safer bet to base off of people who grew up with something, and then they're more in line to have, you know, like they're old enough to be adults and have money. And then also at the same time you get to introduce it to a new set of people. So that's cool. But to maintain that same like quality of development and then kind of up it in the next one, like I don't know. I'm trying to think of what's a proper thing to ask for in a newer installment of a video game. I think about it a lot for like even with fighting games. My like my analysis of that stuff gets a little hard because sometimes I'm just like, oh, this game's new and fun. I'm engaging with what's happening on the mechanic side. All this stuff is cool. Some things like Tekken's still considered legacy. But there's a lot of like, you know, things that they switched in. They switch up on you for the newer installment. But then now it's like some people feel there's things that shouldn't have been done to maintain, like, especially for a fighting game, the depth of fighting. Like, I think that the veteran fighters having their set of skills because they stayed in the game that long and grew with it. But then they have like more modern things that make it easier for a bigger audience to get engaged with, but that like kind of devalues some of the experience and like investment that the veterans got. So it feels weird to deal with that on a fighting game perspective. Now, in terms of like, we keep talking about Devil May Cry, so I was thinking like the thing that happened with the retelling that happened in like Xbox 360, or at least that's what I played it on. That was like, why?
Yeah, that was a weird one.
They tried to do like the whole like ridiculous over the top stuff that the original Dante would do, right? With this new Dante or Dante, like this guy,
Dante.
he was just like, this is from like a Western perspective, I would think. I think that's what it was, because like even when I was playing it, the whole premise was like trying to be a freedom fighter, but this guy's like, nah, I do what I want and stuff like that. It's all dookie buns anyway. I don't care. I've been fighting these demons for whatever, but I'm ambivalent. Like, oh, okay, got it. Okay, sure. And then like his brother ends up being like a freedom fighter. He's like, but then he ends up being like a authoritative freedom fighter. He's like, okay, we took out the big bad, but how do we maintain power? Oops, I'm gonna be the big bad. Like, what? Like, come on now. So it's a very like cultural thing in that regard. So like, there's changes that feel okay to do. I mean, again, as much as I prefer the original Capcom version of Devil May Cry, there were some dumb moments in that one that was pretty funny. So it gets a pass. Like there's just moments where like if you have like a cool amount of entertainment and creativity to kind of carry that, as different as it can be, then that's the best. That's the best part. You just gotta get some creative people. I don't know, man. And I think that's the weirder part. I see so much creativity online. I'm like, why don't you get these people? What are you smoking? Like, reach out. You know, don't get me wrong.
I think they're just blinded by the people who speak the loudest.
Like, to be that too, yes. Like if you start hearing people saying your product sucks, you kind of feel
video
like
games are dead.
Yeah, right. You kind of feel like
you're so right.
Like, I thought it was pretty neat, and then like sometimes people look at reviewer scores, and that can mess with them a bit. But there's three things, right? I want to say three things, right? One thing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Real quick tangent. Dude, animation for anime just like sucks these days. Meanwhile, Maple Star's over here.
Bro, I can't stand the fact that like, some of the things I've seen in like One Piece? They'll have like a cool set of episodes where everything is like, oh, that movie quality, and they'll go back to like cutting corners, and I'm just like, that ebb and flow is so annoying. It's like you might as well stop. All right, let's be mindful, and then just like animate at peak moments instead of that thing where they try to maintain movie quality throughout and then pad the episode for the longest. So yeah, that stuff happens. Oh boy, anime is dead. But like, what is it? Oh, I was gonna say three things for all this talent, but none of it's being like brought on to the team. Reasonably enough, it's just like it's too risky. Like you could have somebody who's really talented, but then like they don't have like a know-how or like an understanding of engaging on like a team basis or just like on the business side. Imagine getting somebody who really has like a cool set of like storytelling ability or like understanding, and then you give them a project to hop on, and the first thing they do is break an NDA. I'd be pissed. Like if I was trying to invest in somebody, and then like this is how we get like people who leak stuff. Like you don't need somebody who's like loose-lipped to where they'll mess up what you're trying to set up for a project. Because I think most of the time, if you're ready to release a trailer, that should be where you're willing to take that risk to see what this looks like for a lot of people. Because what? Again, Hi-Fi Rush, Shadow Drop, and that game was great. So I'm just thinking like how could we keep doing this thing where you want to maintain like confidence in your project, bring on people because you feel like they have like this creative direction that can help you, but
Mhm.
then they'll mess up something on the business side. They'll mess up something on like just the process in general. Some people could be like super lazy. Like this dude was like, man, I love drawing. I love it. And then like he's like, how about you? You want to get paid like a dookie ton of money? Like you want to do that?
Dookie
And then
ton
it's
of
just
money.
like, yeah, it's like, but then they show up every like week, and you wanted to see them 2 days ago. Like it's just like there's a weird set of risks. There's risks that go up in everything. So like, uh I get it. I get it. I could come up with reasons to understand why people do stupid things in terms of like self-preservation, but then
Mhm.
now we're to a point where nothing creatively is being done to push boundaries that make me want to invest time into it. So it's like you're kind of cooked, but I mean, like, I don't know. If you like games as a whole, you should never be bored. Honestly, I don't think you should ever have a point where you'll drop out and be like, "Well, dang, guys, what am I gonna do today?" And it's just like, "Ooh, there's Tetris," and you're like, "I hate squares." Like, what? I don't know, man. I don't know what
Oh,
to tell you
okay.
that. Anyway, so yeah, that's why Xbox got all the studios. They're scared.
Yeah, I
You
guess
can't let
so.
the
Yeah, they don't
yeah.
want to let them take risk, or rather, if they are going to take risk, it isn't making them the money that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you know, when you pass down like uh responsibilities to like a whole bunch of different hands, like that connection between you and the product diminishes like greatly. It's kind of like the momentum
Yeah.
of like just like throwing a ball in like a direction. Once it hits the ground once, it loses a lot of momentum. Hits the second time, it's like, oh, it's losing a lot. Third time, it's probably already just rolling at this point.
Hey, honestly, I would give that sentiment to the developers, mainly because they're the ones who like they're the ones who are creating and making this thing happen. Whereas
Mhm.
like the bigger investors and publishers, especially if it's not same developer publisher team, if it's a different publisher who's giving you the money to so they can help you foot the bill, and they feel like they can just throw in creative direction, which like I mean, it's not hard, it's not bad to take a suggestion. It's like, oh wow, that sounds pretty cool. No, I'm not gonna do that. Like you better be cool with like the amicability of that. Like the creative differences could shut down a whole project. I can see that happening. But
Mhm.
like, bro, it's like come on. Come on, man. Come on, Xbox. I'm so mad right now. I think I'm so mad I went full circle, so I'm just like I'm chilling. So
Gotcha, gotcha. I'm also just like I mean,
yeah.
I think I best described it as like hindsight, where it's like we didn't know what they were cooking, but it seemed like they were in a
Yeah.
good place as far as like, you know, them being maybe this huge powerhouse, even if they're not competing with like Nintendo or PlayStation, like they just have like a good place where they could possibly potentially fund like a lot of like companies and get some really good gaming content out there. But the problem was is that it ended up not working in Microsoft's favor. So now it's like, oh, we bought all this for nothing, and now we have to
Yeah.
forcibly shut down things systematically. I mean, we've seen it
Mm.
with Senua, we've seen it with Ninja Theory here. Um, Double Fine like made Kiln, you know, the jar like claymation making, not claymation, the clay making game. And you know that could have been a passion project, but now it's like, you know, now they're negotiating of like how they can like break free from Xbox
Dude,
because
man.
otherwise they get shut
It's
down.
it's a hassle because now they over there negotiating for their lives.
And so now you
I'm
have
like,
In Exile with Clockwork Revolution being like a console exclusive. It will be available on Steam, I think. But that's essentially like if they don't do well, then that's also next on the chopping block. And if Halo doesn't
yeah.
do well, I mean, I no, it's multi-platform, so I think they'll be okay. But you know,
Oh yeah, I think like if this is where I'm trying to find like a silver line. Okay, yeah, they got cut off. So I guess like funding isn't going to be as great, but it's just all about the rebound. Like, are they able to get back on their feet to where they don't have to necessarily rely too much on what happened with Xbox's revenue being cut? Can they find some way to, well, I mean, I would think even with this kind of publicity, maybe people who really enjoy the studios will find some way to like support them, or maybe investors will be like, wait, you guys got rid of these people, and then they'll try to like invest into them, like something like that. Because I think it would be the same thing with Bethesda, right, or Bungie, or whatever the heck. Like, I think who saw it? I mean, who saw it? Who said it? I think it was it Black Hokage? I think that's who I saw, because I think he mentioned the whole nonsense with like, you would just like Xbox just let them do their own thing, essentially, like just let them go back and let them work on something else. I don't know. It was something
That's
in that regard.
yeah, but I guess that's the problem too, because like they're under ownership now. So as far as like funding and everything, that is coming from a higher up that wants to see the results in a good way, in a favorable way. So I don't think they like, because the problem was that didn't we talked about like a game that was initially just the idea was shut down because they had to go through like they had to go through a proposal. Oh, it was it Firewalk, or no, it was Blue Point. Blue Point was proposing ideas, right? They were proposing ideas, and like a lot of their ideas get shot down. Like, and I think some odd years later, well, this happens.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So it's like they don't even get the freedom to like choose what they want to do. I mean, they'll propose like, oh, we want to work on this, and Sony can just say like, no, you're not doing that. Listen, how about we make a free-to-play game instead, a live service game?
Honestly, man, yeah, I was like, I know that not every idea is always going to be gold, even from studios that I really enjoy. Who knows? Like Psychonauts with Double Fine. You think that like that was the first idea? Probably not. They probably had like a thing where they were throwing a whole bunch of things and seeing what would stick to the wall. But like it was still like unique enough to where people recognize the name, and then it was well enough to where people are willing to pay for a sequel. So, I mean, man, was best known for it's talking about Ninja Theory right here. I'm just like, hey man, woo, buddy. So I don't know. We just have to wait and see. These people wear you out. It's exhausting.
Gotcha. All right. I think from that point on, we can go and wrap. I actually just like made the timeline on like talking points just being like our start, and then just the layoff on Xbox plus yapping.
Yeah, this is super yapping. I think
that's
I like yapping. I do like yapping, but I want to get better at like structuring some of these things, because I want to do a circle, or like, I don't know if it's like still relevant to another point I already made before. I don't want to keep having like a conversation where everything's just up in the air and it's like nothing really super focused. Because but this stuff, a lot of these things need Xbox needs structure. Like everything needs structure for us to like have a better understanding. I mean, I would just do my part as a consumer and get what I think is worth getting. But I mean, man, just everything they're doing is not is not guaranteed to work. So, it's man. We just gotta wait until the rebound, man. Dang, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I think I'm done yapping. I'm super hungry.
It was crazy because we could have just done Chili's and yap.
Chili's, no. That's crazy.
What do you mean?
No, I tried not to. Like, I'll probably just drink some water on stream while we're chilling and stuff. Imagine me just having like a big old smacking session while I'm eating a slice of pizza. It's like, yeah, Xbox was really bugging, and like, nah, I can't be doing that. Like, I can't,
yeah, you're right.
It's too much demand.
Too much demand for that content. That's not what I want to be part of.
Yeah, right. I don't want to be known for that.
Man, I don't even know. Sorry, that's good. That's would be a side tangent. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up over here, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in on this Xbox Plus Yap session of DangIT Prodcast. It's been episode 595. My name is Justin.
I'm Aniyah.
And thanks for watching, everybody. #bye, everybody.